Nuclear energy has been a divisive issue in the European continent, and now the Nordic countries are deepening the divisive cliff further. Hi and welcome to TFIGlobal, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin with the video report. Oh, how clever of Germany and France to phase out their nuclear power programs. Who needs a reliable, cost-effective, and safe source of energy anyway? Clearly, they have all the answers and have made a brilliant move towards renewable energy sources. Meanwhile, the Nordic countries must be complete fools for continuing to invest in nuclear energy, despite its proven track record. I mean, who wants a stable energy supply when you can just hope the sun shines and the wind blows enough to power your entire country? It's not like climate change is a pressing issue or anything. In recent years, Europe has witnessed a growing divide when it comes to nuclear energy. While major European powers such as Germany and France have shut down their nuclear reactors, Nordic countries like Finland are expanding their nuclear power programs. This divide in attitudes towards nuclear energy has the potential to create a significant difference in energy policy and could impact Europe's ability to meet its climate change goals. The Nordic countries have long been at the forefront of nuclear energy production. Sweden was one of the first countries to develop a commercial nuclear power program, and Finland followed soon after. In recent years, both countries have continued to invest in nuclear energy, with Finland planning to build 2 new reactors and Sweden looking to extend the life of its existing plants. Even Norway, which currently has no nuclear power plants, has expressed interest in developing nuclear energy as a way to reduce its reliance on fossil fuels. In contrast, countries like Germany and France have been shutting down their nuclear reactors. Germany in particular has been phasing out nuclear energy since the Fukushima disaster in 2011. The country plans to close all of its nuclear power with the aim of transitioning to renewable energy sources like wind and solar power. France, which has long relied on nuclear energy to meet its energy needs, is also scaling back its nuclear power program and investing more in renewables. While these decisions are often framed as part of a broader shift towards renewable energy sources, they are ultimately misguided and could have serious consequences for Europe's energy security and climate goals. One of the primary arguments against nuclear energy is that it is unsafe, with concerns around nuclear waste and the potential for accidents. However, such assertions are completely hokum. Olaf Scholz and Macron, like a skilled magician, carefully crafted a web of lies, weaving it with such precision and ease that it appeared to be a shimmering tapestry of truth. Yet upon closer inspection, the fabric of their deceit began to unravel, revealing the tattered threads of their dishonesty. The reality is that nuclear energy is actually one of the safest forms of energy production available. In fact, according to a study by the World Health Organization, nuclear energy has caused fewer deaths per unit of energy produced than any other major energy source. Another argument against nuclear energy is that it is expensive, with high upfront costs and ongoing maintenance requirements. A simple Google search would reveal that nuclear energy can be a cost-effective option over the long term. Nuclear energy provides a reliable and consistent source of energy which can help to stabilize energy prices and reduce the need for expensive imports. Perhaps most importantly, cutting down on nuclear power will make it more difficult for Europe to achieve its climate goals. While renewable energy sources like wind and solar power have an important role to play in reducing carbon emissions, they are not always a viable replacement for nuclear energy. Renewable energy sources are intermittent, meaning that they are only available when the wind is blowing or the sun is shining. This makes them less reliable than nuclear energy, which can provide a steady supply of energy regardless of the weather. Moreover, renewable energy sources require significant land and infrastructure investments, which can come at a high cost to the environment. Nuclear power, on the other hand, requires far less land and can be located in more densely populated areas, reducing the need for expensive and environmentally damaging infrastructure. The overemphasis on renewables by major European powers is detrimental for Europe in the longer run. Wind and solar power are intermittent energy sources that rely on the weather conditions. This makes it difficult to ensure a steady and reliable supply of energy, which is essential for meeting the demands of modern society. Nuclear energy, on the other hand, provides a reliable and consistent source of energy that can meet the needs of a growing population. Moreover, nuclear energy is also a cheaper and safer form of green energy. Nuclear power plants have a strong safety record and emit far less CO2 than fossil fuels. Additionally, nuclear energy is cheaper than many renewable energy sources and can be more cost-effective in the longer run. The Nordic countries' experience with nuclear energy demonstrates that it is a viable and safe option for meeting energy needs while reducing carbon emissions. Major European powers should take note and learn from the Nordic countries' successes. By embracing nuclear energy, Europe can achieve a more reliable and consistent energy supply that can help meet the demands of modern society while reducing carbon emissions. It seems that Scholz and Macron are in a never-ending competition to see who can have the biggest ego in the room. Meanwhile, the Nordic countries quietly go about their business, churning out reliable and safe nuclear energy like it's no big deal. Perhaps if Scholz and Macron could shed their inflated sense of self-importance for just a moment, they might learn a thing or two from the Nordic countries. Like how to actually produce affordable and sustainable energy. But who am I kidding? It's much easier to stroke their own egos than to admit that they could learn something from the so-called smaller countries.